What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another episode of Underwraps. I'm going to introduce these guys, but you already know them. Coming in from Johannesburg, South Africa. Beep, 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 beep. Hey, guys, he said I must have horns.
Yeah. Yo, what's up, people who like violence?
That is actually what it is.
Glad to see
It's
you.
just a whole bunch of people who like violence.
Violent. Yeah. Just a bunch of people who like people hurting each other. What's up?
Easy, brother. Nice to have you back. And our resident lightweight, Mr. In the Dark, coming in the cave. Mr. 60 kgs himself, Ryan Oka. Let's go, brother.
Hey, what's
Ryan
up, boys?
Ryan Reza.
Hey, boys, how's it going?
How it's going is it's going rough, bro. It's going rough.
Dude.
And I'm not even talking about the slap in the club. Like, I'm talking about other shit, man. Like, too soon. My bad. But gentlemen, there's a lot happening, man. We have a very interesting card this weekend. Can't wait for that one. Like some of them I didn't expect that I'd see so soon, but I'm super amped to see those guys. But let's start where it matters, fellas, where the top news are at. Francis Ngannou has pulled out of the UFC. I don't know what to make of that, fellas. I'm pretty disappointed. I won't lie. I'm pretty disappointed. And you know, it's not that I don't think that like it's not a matter of him just leaving, but it's the fact that he's vacating the belt that's so sad, you know. We're looking forward to Cyril Gane and John Jones, but I can't help but feel like the better match would have been Ngannou Jones. You know what I mean? It's the fight that we've been waiting for. This is what I thought Ngannou was working towards, and if Jones was going to come back, this was the perfect time. I think this was probably even a driving factor towards why he came back so soon. And now we have the news that he's pulled out. What do you guys make of that, man?
Oh, man. You know what? It's just, unfortunately, the way the UFC does business. They lock these athletes down with such airtight contracts. And for someone like Ngannou, who's in a unique position like he is, he can ask for whatever he wants, but the company's not going to give it to him, unfortunately.
Yeah. See, I've got mixed feelings about the whole situation. I'm happy that it actually kind of for me started with Jake Paul, right? Yeah. Well, he made the most noise about it, the whole fighter pay situation, and then like all the other fighters kind of chimed in, and people were like saying, "No, man, this is not right." Right? If I'm an independent contractor, treat me like one, right? Don't put me on a salary. So for me, it's mixed emotions. I'm happy and kind of sad that I won't get to see Ngannou in the UFC specifically. You know what I mean? Because the UFC is a giant. You know what I mean? They put on some of the best fights. Kind of like what you started with this weekend's card, fucking hot, right? But the way the contracts are done, I think, kind of needs to be relooked at, especially, if you're going to be paying people a certain amount, then either work on the salary or work on the contract.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Because Ngannou came out with the things that he wanted. And I mean, they've openly admitted if he had signed, he would have been the highest paid heavyweight ever.
Yeah, but
what
does
does
that
it
mean?
mean? Because
Yeah,
You know what I
when
mean?
when
no, no, no.
the
Fair
You
the
know
enough.
what I mean?
interesting thing that I found when Dana White said that is that he said he would have been the highest paid heavyweight in history, even more than Brock Lesnar. Bro, when last was Brock Lesnar a heavyweight, bro? And that means that was the last, like,
No, dude.
bro. I'm just saying, and
Mm-hmm.
and how much is it? Because already we know that the amounts that these guys are getting, bro. They're simply getting 10,000 rand to pitch. Not rands, $10,000 to
$10,000.
pitch. Sorry, my bad. They're getting $10,000 to pitch. They're getting $10,000 if they win. Right? That's 2022 stats. We don't know if anything's changed so far, but that's what we're going off. Right now, how much more are we saying? Yeah.
Hold on. So is this for everybody on the card,
No. That's for
like on the main
no.
card?
That's debuting
or-
fighters.
Okay. So for your debut, you get 10 grand.
Yeah, and then you get locked into that sort of contract going forward. I mean, the UFC has been known to tear up contracts and sign better contracts after good performances for some guys. But we've also heard that's usually what the pay is for a lot of these guys.
I don't know, man. Like,
Right. Obviously
Yeah,
not for like
yeah.
a McGregor
No,
type.
no. So I mean, like the more experience you get, then you go up a tier in pay. You have over a certain amount of fights, you go up a tier.
but it's not
usually-
immediate, bro. Let's not pretend like it's an immediate thing because I shared that thing with you guys with Mighty Mouse, bro, and he went on the same contract for a while, and then they bumped it up to like from 10 to like 25 or 15 to 25, something like that, and only close to the end was he earning like a decent buck, bro. You know, so that shit is scary because I still consider him one of the best martial artists ever, and let's not also forget the fact that with being a UFC fighter and being at the top of the league, it takes a lot, bro. You need to put on a show, basically, because that's what Mighty Mouse was let out for, right? You gotta be that guy.
Yeah.
You gotta bring something to the table that the fans really want to see, like McGregor. And let's not forget also that McGregor made most of his money from the Floyd Mayweather fight. Bro, he made more in that Floyd Mayweather fight than he could have ever made staying in the UFC. He made more than 80 mil, bro. 80 mil. More than from one fight, bro. From one fight.
So with that, do you blame him?
I don't blame him, bro.
No.
I mean, if he gets a fight with Tyson Fury, right? Just that fight, one fight, right? Even if they agree it's gonna be like an exhibition type shit, I don't have to know.
Charlie, you going far.
People would pay.
You're going
money.
far. Forget Tyson Fury. Jake Paul.
No, don't be crazy, bro.
No, he would never take
not
it.
Ngannou versus
No, he
Jake
would
Paul,
never
though.
take it. But I'm just saying, like, it doesn't even have to be another boxer nowadays. It can be a damn, not a damn YouTuber, but like a YouTuber who's just starting. I can't say that. I mean, we're YouTubing right now as well, right? But like, I have nothing against Jake Paul, bro. I actually commend what he's doing because, like, you guys know when you're in a job, it's very hard for you to actually complain about it, you know. And a lot of these guys, even when they do, they're not being complacent, but rather they're trying to get more fights, right? They're trying to get more fights, and they're trying to explain to you how broke they are. And this is a funny,
Like Jared
Jared was the brilliant example, bro. That guy literally said, "Look, I'm going broke right now. I need as many fights as I can get." And that's not a guy that's just coming up the ranks. That's a guy that should be earning a proper buck, bro. And another thing that I found very, very like weird, right? And don't get me wrong, I have nothing against the UFC. I think that this is part of the learning process. But what annoys me about the situation is Dana White's reaction to it, right? It's like he's not trying to find a solution for the matter. He's just trying to say to you, if you don't want to be here, you can fuck off.
Actually,
That's what he
says,
says.
though. You know what I mean? That's exactly what he says. He says, if you don't want to be here, don't be here.
Exactly, bro.
Right? He said it this week,
Dude,
bro.
I mean, that's no way to treat an employee. As much as you're saying it's not a job, even as a freelancer, bro. Even as a freelancer, and let me tell you something, bro. In the real world, freelancers tend to get paid way more than employees. Because as an employee, we're covering all your marketing, we're covering all your interviews, health insurance, everything,
pension,
right? Medical aid.
Ngani said they don't even have medical
bro.
aid.
How do you not have medical aid for a sport that people get concussed way more than the NFL, bro? Way more than American football when guys are ramming into each other, bro. Understand that. And you don't even have health insurance for these guys, and you're not paying them enough to be able to pay for their own health insurance. Like, that's a bit messed up, bro.
Yeah.
That's a bit messed up.
So they do have some sort of medical thing, but I'm not sure if it's the UFC that provides it or if it's the commission. But I know that I think it's like after a fight, they can go and report injuries that they've gotten from in the fight. Now,
it's not the same thing, bro. And that's why that's also why Dana White runs whenever someone's concussed or someone is potentially properly hurt. He's the first one there, bro, because like he knows the amount of damage that these guys are taking in that ring, bro. Like, it's ridiculous. And another fact that I found that was pretty absurd, right? So the UFC has grown, bro. Remember, these guys they bought the UFC for like what, 2 million, right? Am I right?
Yeah.
When was that?
Yeah, like, when was it? It was in
Which
2001, I think. Well, the stats that I have here. Oh no. Well, the stats that I have here are from 2001, right?
So I think that's when the Fertitas bought the UFC.
Okay, but right now, bro, these guys have a lot of money. They're in the billions, bro. They rated as like a $1 billion company, more than 10 billion, if I'm not mistaken, right? And you bought this company for 2 million, bro. Now, don't get me wrong. This is not what I'm. You know what? Being in business myself, I've realized that a lot of the time we don't know what we're doing as businessmen, and it's all about trial and error. And I think that Dana White needs to look at this as a trial and error situation. You're the first to do something like this. So you're the first that you need to set the precedence. Someone was saying on a YouTube video that, Joe Rogan also said this, that the more competitors we have in the market, the better it becomes for the organization itself, right? But here's how I see it. You have the opportunity to set a precedence, right? You have a chance to say, look, this is how shit should run, right? This is how much you should be paying your fighters. Anyone else that comes underneath that will follow suit, dog. But if I'm signing to ONE FC, or let me not say ONE FC because I really like those guys and they're also really trying big time. But let's say there's a new organization that's making their way up. And as a UFC fighter, I'm getting 10K. How much am I supposed to expect them to pay me, bro? Do you understand where I'm going with this? Because if the mark is 10K for a beginner who's coming in, then when I go there, how can I negotiate anything? Like, how do I even negotiate $8,000 or $5,000?
Yeah.
If the top class is getting paid $10,000 to pitch and $10,000 to win.
Yeah, I think, like I was asking myself as well, how did John Jones live for the past 2 years?
No, that's a different story, and this is where I'm also getting to, right? So before I get there, this is the NFL, right? Of their total revenue, 48.8% goes to the players, to paying the players. In the NBA, 49% of the money that they make goes to paying the players, right? In the baseball league, bro, right? 50%. Bro, in UFC, it's not even 20%, bro. It's not even,
Sure.
bro, it's not even 18%. I just,
Isn't it 18%?
yeah,
I
no,
thought it
they were
was 18,
fighting
bro.
for 18%. The last time I checked, they were fighting for 18%, but it wasn't even there, bro. It was something like 15 or 16, I'm not too sure. But how
That's crazy.
crazy is that, bro? For $1 billion company. And that time, Dana White's net worth is 500 million, fellas. 500 million. I'm not saying he's wrong for that. Sure, you've done your work. You do most of the work. Sure, bro. You put a big hand in what we have now. But wouldn't you feel better spending that money if everyone was living comfortably? I was watching a documentary of two guys that have dementia. Is it dementia or something, bro? Like from the UFC, bro. And right now they have nothing to show for it, bro. Like absolutely nothing. And this is where I was going with this when you said John Jones and how he was able to survive, right? Interesting fact. Conor McGregor made 5 million from the UFC in his time there. All in all, 5 million. And in boxing, he made 85 million. Right. So this is where I'm also going with this. And that's what is frustrating to me. And that's why I keep saying Dana White's not trying to find a solution. Like he's okay with the way things are, right? Because there's a simple solution to this, bro. Simple. Let the fighters have their own sponsors. Simple.
And that was one of the things that Ngannou asked
Simple,
for.
bro. That's one of the things Ngannou asked for. Right now, just by doing that, bro, you've opened up such a gap. Like, you don't even have to pay them more, bro. Like, if you don't want to pay them more, don't pay them more. But just allow them that. Right now, Mighty Mouse is walking into that octagon with a shirt that has Xbox on it, bro. You understand how much more a fighter is outside of the fight game? Mighty Mouse is a hectic gamer, bro. There's no way of bringing that element of things into there, but you have a game that says UFC. Do you understand? The only reason why Adesanya is making a decent buck, I would like to assume, is not only from the UFC, but the fact that he's got a Puma sponsor, which he can only wear outside of the UFC, right? And by luck, he happened to be on the cover of the UFC game, which I don't know how much he made of that, but I would like to assume a decent buck. And I mean, I don't know all his other sponsors, but all I'm trying to say is he's so much more than that, bro. Do you understand if the gates were open for a person like Adesanya or Ngannou, how much more money they could be making as a fighter, not as a UFC fighter? And don't you think it's a bit unfair that you're telling me I'm a freelancer, but at the same time, I can't do freelance shit? Like, like what the fuck?
You only freelance as it regards the law of hiring and firing people.
Like, I'm not working for you,
right?
but.
Yeah. So yeah. You're a freelancer. You can take pictures or videos for me, but you can't take for other people.
Yeah.
But you're a freelancer.
Yeah. 100%. 100%. Like, and that's for me why I understand where Ngannou is coming from with all of this. And you know what? The grass doesn't have to be greener on the other side. They just need to let you have sponsors, bro. They just need to let you have sponsors. And I think you would be set.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's a guy, man, I just can't remember his name, but a lot of the guys lost out a lot, but he was saying, bro, he lost millions when the UFC took that deal, bro. Like millions. John Jones survived because John Jones was sponsored by Nike at some point, bro. Nike only pulled out after those like that behavior of his when he was I'm on a double in it, but when he was a rogue agent, you know what I mean? But but they pulled out then. But I'd like to think that's how he survived, bro. A sneaker deal. No, I mean not a sneaker deal, but like a Nike deal, bro. Man, we've seen NBA players make millions off that stuff, bro. Millions.
Yep.
So I personally don't
Yep.
blame him for wanting to out. I just think they should maybe try and consider a one fight contract type situation, since you don't want to sign people to the organization. It just obviously would make it tricky if the guy's holding the title and he's only got a one fight contract, because now you're holding the UFC hostage. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but and you see, AB, I agree like 100% with let them have sponsors, because sure, you want your fighters to at least fight twice or three times a year, right? So letting them fight for other promotions kind of eats into that money. What if they get injured from that other fight and they have to be out of commission for like 6 more months or like 12 months, right? That's money that you could have been making. So it makes sense that yes, you could be a free agent, but not free agent for fights. Don't go fighting anybody and getting
Yeah.
knocked out. Right? Because now that's my money now, right? So that makes sense. I think where they missed the whole thing was when they removed the sponsorship, and they like only had it's Reebok,
Yeah, it
isn't
was
it?
Reebok, and then it's
now it's
Venom.
Venom.
Ah,
Yeah.
Venom, yes. Now it's like totally
Yeah.
Venom, right? And the drinks sponsor is Monster.
And there's another one, man. Even Proper 12 was there at some point, right?
I think it still is.
Yeah, yeah.
Still is,
So
yeah.
so so the monopolizing of the advertising for the UFC was the biggest mistake. Like I think the hugest thing that they could have done that's wrong, and actually why we are where we are right now, because those pays are good, right? You get in there, you leave with 50K for showing and fighting, and then you get maybe an extra 50K if you have a performance of the night or whatever it is, right? Then you've got 100K. That's like for actually fighting this one time. But you've got sponsorship deals for days outside the ring.
What do you guys think of that John Jones Cyril Gunn match? I'm pretty
Look,
curious to hear what you guys have to say.
I got it for you. Oh, John Jones isn't one of my favorite fighters because of the extracurriculars that he gets up to. I still think he dominates that fight pretty clearly. I think Gane will probably give him the most trouble on the feet than he's ever had before. But I think the real challenge for him is Curtis Blades.
You think so?
Oh yeah, he's a much bigger guy than Jones is. He's also a very good wrestler with very good power, and his striking has come a long way.
And
So, and that was an important factor for Jones going to heavyweight, is that these guys have a much better chance with him, because something that people forget about is that when he fights guys, and you can see it happen even from the early days, he is so strong that guys get a hold of him and just don't know what to do. I mean, in some of his early title fights, he fought Ryan Bader. That I think he was a Division I wrestler, and we saw Ryan Bader pulling guard from a Division I wrestler having to pull guard on Jones. Like he is so strong, and I think now that he's at heavyweight, I don't. He's gonna have that much of a strength advantage over most of the guys he fights.
yeah,
So, and that's going to change a lot, because the people can say what they want, but when you hit the mat with a guy much stronger than you, that's just as good as you, it's a fucking nightmare.
I, I like the fight. I think Jones takes it. with a lot of wrestling, but not until he cuts him with a couple of elbows.
Not until who cuts
But yeah,
who.
Jones takes it. No, Jones cuts Gane with a couple of elbows to
I
the
don't
to the
see that
forehead.
happening. That's you
Gonna
talking about the
gonna
elbow guy himself. You're gonna tell me that gun is Mr. Elbow, bro. But anyway, I think I agree with you guys. I don't think that's why I would have been more excited to see Ngannou fight Jones, um, because we've seen his takedown defense was pretty proper. He's been working on that. His ground game has improved, but also he's heavy. So he would have a lot of trouble getting away with a lot of stuff with Ngannou, and obviously knowing that the fight is coming, he would have obviously tried to prep for Jones more. And also with Ngannou, we knew that there was that chance that even though Bones could wrestle him half the match, all he needs is one punch. You know what I mean? Whereas we know that Gunn is a volume fighter. So he's going to have to build up those punches and work his way up. We saw it when he fought Taito Ivasa, that he like it was a volume match, bro. He was just in and out with a guy who's like who's got the power and all of that. He can maneuver his way around, but yeah.
But I will say, I think Gane does have a chance. I believe he was wrestling with like a Dagestani wrestler or something in preparation.
Mm-hmm.
So all he needs to do is to stay on his feet, and he has a good chance at winning it. But whether he can do that and then still get off enough shots, that'll be what we'll be watching to see.
Yeah.
I mean,
a long ass episode.
Azita Bang's using his VGA camera now.
welcome to the club.
Bro, like no.
You blurry as fuck, dog.
Look at that. Look at that. I know.
Opa,
you'll be okay.
1
You'll be okay,
megapixel. No, but it's not too bad. But yeah, so I think we're all on John Jones winning. But let's not take anything away from Gunn, guys. He is a brilliant fighter. He's in and out of there. Like he knows how to keep his distance, and hopefully with a lanky guy with such a reach like Jones, he'll still be able to get